We have a reading for you about somebody who is very excited and happy about how things have been going in a relationship. Perhaps you've just moved in, or perhaps you've, met the family because of the holidays. But there's this like renewed or like a confirmation that the person that they're with is who they want to spend their life with. So I do feel like we have at least somebody who is thinking about or taking actions towards a higher level of commitment with you, wherever that might fall, depending on what your current situation is and, of course, what you want. But let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. Ooh, or a lot. And I hope you're having a good day so far. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Stevo. What's up? If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Sats. Hello, Nat. What's going on? All right. I think we're going to start with. We're going to go with the Earth and Bones Tarot. What else do we have? The Sun, by the way, is a very happy card. It also, I think in this situation, it's referring both to the happiness, but also it's about knowing something, right? Enlightenment. I know that what I want is a long-term commitment, or I know that I want to spend my life with this person. They're feeling very decisive. Hello, Rachel. How's it going? What else do we have? The Nine of Jars or Nine of Cups. The Page of Petals or Page of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Queen of Wicks or Queen of Wands in the reverse. So there is someone here who I feel is viewing this happy relationship from the outside. So it could be that this reading is more so for someone who is connected to this relationship, or it's warning whoever's in this happy relationship that there's a person here who's not exactly celebrating this win with you or wanting to see the two of you be happy. This is a person who wanted someone not to move on or not to find what they were looking for. So is this like a jilted lover, an ex, maybe controlling family? Hey, Tiana, what's going on? Hello, I am. What's up? We have the Six of Wicks or Six of Wands in the reverse. Three of Wicks or Three of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so I feel this is somebody who is looking at the happy couple with a sense of longing. Like, oh, that could have been me. But maybe they never really said anything. Never really made their interest known. Or never felt like they could. We have the High Priestess. I feel like this is someone who has never confessed their emotions. So I know that my friend or, I don't know, my sibling is getting married and I'm jealous of their marriage, their relationship. Or, someone who I wanted to let me out of the friend zone, never let me out of the friend zone, that kind of thing. Yep. How are you? Oh no, are you okay, Key? That sounds expensive. So that's why they had to keep this secret, because there's this knowledge that maybe they didn't have a chance, or they feel like someone else already had some sort of relationship or connection to you, and they're seeing you happy in this relationship. So if this person were to confess their feelings, if they were to admit that they're jealous, it would cause an argument. So is this of the current relationship? Or is this someone who's just been like watching you from afar for a while? Okay, so this is someone who knows you or knows your person because of recent social engagements, or like this is not someone who's been, your best friend since you were 12, but this is someone who knows when I met this person, when I got like interested or attracted to them, I knew like at that point that it wasn't a good thing for me to find you attractive or want to be your person. So that makes sense, right? They're saying, I don't want you to have this happy relationship forever because then I don't get a chance. And I never even got to meet you until you were already in that relationship anyways. Oh, that's what you're trying to say. Oh, I'm doing well. How you doing, Bessie Tiana? Hello, Co-Create. What's going on? Thank you. Let me know if you'd like me to pull a few cards for you. I had to get a different pen, and it's a trial run because I have to take the cap off of it in order to use it, and I don't know if I'm going to be all right with that. But happy Yuletide to you as well, Co-Create. I hope you have some fun plans ahead. Atmospheric river? That does not sound nearly as fun. Although, better for driving? Question mark? Question mark? Knight of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and the reverse. It's like I never even had a chance. I was interested or, you know, wanted to pursue something, but the reality was, like, it was never, like, I didn't have the opportunity because you weren't single or you were with somebody that I know or are. 2 of Crystals or 2 of Swords in the reverse, 4 of Wands in the reverse, 3 of Crystals, 3 of Swords. Yeah. This is someone who's thinking, is it best for me to avoid confessing now that things are getting more serious between you and this other person? Or should I cause a little bit of chaos and confess that I'm interested in the same person? That's what they're trying to decide. I mean, I feel like they're kind of more so like on the, I don't think I should. Maybe it's more so thinking about how disastrous it would be if they did speak up and confess their emotions. Hello, Magician. How are you doing today? So we have the 3 of Cups and the Chariot in the reverse. So because I know that you're in a relationship with a friend of mine or, you know, somebody who is well-liked, maybe even someone that they're related to, right? Then I know I really don't have an option to move forward. I just have to, like, pretend I don't have these feelings or that, you know, pretend I'm not attracted to you. 3 of Pentacles. Oh. There's a reaction that somebody did not really think about or does not think about before they say it. It's like somebody's muttering something under their breath, or, you know, they do a comment online. They're really proud of themselves initially, and then they think about it and they're like, oh, that like totally gives it away. This is somebody who accidentally, or, you know, because they don't really do a good job of filtering, someone else figures out that they are interested in the person in this relationship. So the secretive person is the High Priestess. Remember, the High Priestess does not need to be a woman. They've also come through as the Queen of Wands or Queen of Wicks in the reverse. So a little bit of jealousy mixed with a little bit of secret. I can't confess my feelings because you're with somebody that, you know, I'm supposed to be nice to, or somebody that is a friend of mine. And if I were to confess, if I were to pursue what I want with you, then I know I would be looked at as the villain, or people would feel like I was, you know, awful. Knight of Rods or Knight of Wands and the 2 of Wands. So it's like this person has always been hoping that something without them being involved would cause the relationship to end, and then they might have an opportunity at that point, but instead they're hearing that this relationship is going really well. It's like, oh, darn, you're happy? I was really hoping you weren't. Hello, love. How are you doing? What do we have? The King of Wands, the Magician, the 2 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords again. Yeah, it's pretty difficult for them to sit here and watch the person that they're in love with / obsessed with be happy with someone else. especially if they feel that this person that has been chosen instead of them doesn't really do right by their partner. By all accounts, except for maybe this person's who might be biased, it does feel to me like these are people who are actually in love and in a pretty like amazing relationship. It's just that we have someone on the sidelines here, like waiting for a heartbreak. Like, when are you guys gonna argue so that I can, like, you know, make it worse and then you end up choosing me instead? No, I don't think it's gonna go that way. Especially if now we have this ring card coming out and indicate that the happy couple is moving to the next level, right? Like, oh, we're gonna move in. Oh, we're gonna get married. Oh, we're starting a family. Now this heartbroken high priestess is like, oh, so do I have to like actually make you guys fight over something? Do I have to actually like try to cause problems here instead of just waiting for there to be problems? I think that's what this person's thinking. That, okay, if you are just going to like keep being happy and stuff, then I'm gonna have to create a problem and see if that works. Will that make it so that you all break up and then I have an opportunity? Hey Grant, how are you doing? Hello Martisu, how you doing? What's up, Lemonade? A flawless victory. It's kind of difficult to get flawless victories, you know? I feel like there's a lot required in that situation. All right, this is the Cook's Tarot. Ooh, why are you acting weird? Uh-oh, did I spill something on you? We'll see how it goes. Hello, April, how are you doing? Hello, Luis, how's your weekend? All right, what do we have? Four of Cups. Yeah, this is negative. I don't really want to celebrate. I think this is awful because they're jealous. They don't want to celebrate an engagement or someone who's getting married because they would rather be the partner. So what is this connection here? Two of Cups, Six of Wands, and the Six of Swords. It's almost like it's coming through as though these two met the like love interest at the same time. So we have the High Priestess, right? The person who's had to keep their secret or their feelings secret. And then we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is the person who's actually gone for what they wanted and they're in this happy relationship. But their back is turned to the person who is not happy for them. So I don't feel like they're like fully like reading the room. They don't seem to have a good pulse on whether or not this is somebody who actually trusts them or wants to see them be happy. It's like, no, that's someone I can rely on. Thank you, Stephanie. Oopsie, I have to take the cap off. I appreciate the tip. And I hope your day is going well. What does FN think after last night? And future actions. After last night. And did we hear an update from Co-Create whether or not I should pull some cards? I'm happy to if you would like me to co-create, but I don't want to assume. Hello, Sarah. How are you doing? Hello, Risk. You did get lost in chat, Lemonade, but it's okay. Hello, is it Yana? Janovic? Maybe if I didn't say that right, I apologize. Love interest incoming. Okay. I've got that added. Thank you, Co-Create. And let's see what else we've got. I think we're gonna switch to an Oracle deck. We're gonna go with the Truth Is. So for those of you just joining, it looks like we've got a third party observing a very happy relationship, and this third party is not very happy because they would like to be with one of those individuals, so they're jealous. This is somebody who is probably a bit toxic in terms of how they manage these emotions. It's generally not easy to keep your emotions hidden, right? I do feel like this is someone who has tried to give advice for somebody to take the relationship slower, but it was self-motivated, right? I don't want you to get too close to this person because actually I want to be with that person. But we also have someone here who could be getting into relationships specifically because they want to have an easier, like, financial situation. Hello, Mode. What's going on? Thank you. Did I say hello to Rachel? I like that. It's like Sleepless in Seattle. So we've got someone who's not very loyal. All right, we're going to have to figure this out, but I feel like this is a happy relationship. So the person who's not got this happy relationship but is envious of it, I do think that this person has a problem with regards to connecting emotionally that kind of prevents them from having those long-term relationships. So the question here is, why are they jealous of somebody who's getting in a long-term relationship if they themselves are non-committal? We've got resentment here as well. I think there is some trouble between friends that happened long ago. This could indicate that we're dealing with siblings, but there's a level of competitive energy here and someone who may feel like they were disrespected when this relationship first started. Let's get a few from, this is the Earth and Bone Oracle. What else do we have? Burrow, number 25, exhaustion, lack of energy, questioning motivations, realignment. And then we have uncover, number 16, nostalgia, sentimentality, and memory. All right, this feels to me like we've got siblings or best friends who, in a long ago situation, there was a love triangle. There was someone who stole a love interest. I'm pretty sure there was, with Grumpy Old Men, a love triangle there where the whole, like, back and forth or they hate each other thing happened over a woman, like, ages ago, right? Like, decades before. This could be, like, one of those repeating patterns where these two friends or siblings end up being interested in the same romantic opportunities or, you know, options, if you will. And it can lead to trouble. Because I do think there's a little bit of like, heh, I got chosen, you didn't, that kind of thing. Oh, hello, Grantard. What's going on? Does Micah, thank you for the tip, see my mom as her mom-in-law? In the future? And my mom asked, did she fall in love with you? Oh, she asked Micah? I got you. Mom asked if she fell in love. And you want to know if that's true or you want to know what the reaction is? I just want to make sure I get the right question here. Did they build a bond? And how did she react to text conversation just then from mom? All right, and then I think I saw another one. Why is she hiding her love feelings? Oh, there's too many people that hide from that, aren't there? I hope that that stops soon. All right, let's see. Hello, Tuxedo. How are you doing? Is it true? And the reaction. I've I've got that for you. Thank you, hon. We need a tarot deck. Let's see. We're gonna go with the Soul Cat Tarot. What? Oh no. I think there's a few jokes there. Leave that alone. I don't know if that qualifies as a love triangle. We've got the Queen of Wands in the reverse again. Jealousy, right? Coveting someone else's situation. Seven of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I think there's this wishing that I could go back to when everybody met. And, you know, I could have been more direct about my interest as opposed to letting my buddy or my, you know, brother, sister, whatever, express their interest in you. Because this is someone who feels like the partner that they were not able to pursue, that is probably dating a friend or a relative of theirs. This is someone who deserves the best. Maybe they feel like this person is in a relationship that looks happy from the outside, but they know better. Like, nah, I've been friends with this person for a long time. I know they don't treat people well. Because I kind of feel like this toxic energy is more than just the person who is wanting this relationship. What else? Nine of Swords, Devil, Two of Wands in the reverse. I think there's a chance this person's going to actually confess their feelings because they are viewing this relationship as something that everyone thinks is happy from the outside. But if you were to actually get to know what's going on, or if you were actually quite close with this person, you would know they're not treating this Queen of Pentacles as well as they could. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense why this person's kind of obsessed / trying to break this relationship up. They have some reason to believe that the Queen of Pentacles that they're interested in is not being treated well by the King of Wands. So King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles are in a relationship. Most people view that as a happy relationship. And this High Priestess is looking from the outside like, can I ruin that? Can I ruin that? Thank you, Stephanie. Let me add that for you. Is Emmy going to avoid me now? After yesterday? Well, I would hope someone could be more mature about those kinds of interactions, right? It's better just to deal with it. Going to ignore me. What else do we have? Two of Cups in the reverse. I think this is something that looks quite happy from the outside, but as you get to know these individuals, or if you know this King of Wands really well, you start to notice that there's maybe some problems here. Page of Wands in the reverse is about like almost like measuring wrong if you're working on like building a cabinet or something. People, you know, initially they see things and it's like, oh, it's like a postcard. Everything's perfect here. Of course you're happy. So I do feel like there are people that are like celebrating and supportive of this relationship. This High Priestess apparently is self-motivated because the High Priestess wants to be with the Queen of Pentacles, but also feels like just in general, this King of Rods or King of Wands does not deserve the Queen of Pentacles. Are they delusional though? That's what we need to figure out. Like, are they just trying to justify their obsession? Or do they actually know these people a little bit better than everybody else? Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, Nine of Cups in the reverse, and the Star in the reverse. I think this is saying we've got someone who is a little bit delusional, maybe even exaggerating in their mind what's going on. Because of this Star in the reverse, it does feel to me like somebody is you know, on the wrong path, or feels like something is a clue and it really isn't. Maybe just wants to see that this King of Wands is not a good enough partner, because in reality, they just want to be that King of Wands. So we have the Moon in the reverse and Strength. And sometimes that Moon in the reverse can talk about somebody who's dealing with a delusion. So I do think that we have misperception, or like, you know, someone who wants to see what they want to see in order to feel better about the fact that they feel they should be able to replace this King of Wands in the relationship. So maybe it's a matter of this King of Wands having changed their behavior, and the High Priestess not really believing that this King of Wands was capable of significant change. All right, let's see what else we've got. This is the more, no, we already did that. The Tarot of the Nile, we'll do that one. What else do we have? Hello, NCIS, how are you doing? Hello, Golden. Hello, Tane. All right, we've got Judgment in the reverse, the Hierophant, and the Page of Cups with the King of Pentacles. This seems to be contradicting what the High Priestess says. The individuals that are in the relationship that the High Priestess feels isn't good enough for the King or the Queen of Pentacles. It's like, no, the person who's made this offer is the King of Pentacles. So perhaps there's been change. Maybe there's someone here who settled down after having some, you know, kind of wild single days. But that's the thing, is when you change, when you work on yourself, there are people who won't be able to see how you are now. They'll always see you as the way you were when they met you. And I feel like that's just a little bit of a red warning or red flag there, right? A little warning, because it means that they haven't really updated their perspective. So we have this change that has happened for this King of Wands, where they have become more interested in being in a happy relationship. Maybe they're just, you know, not interested in the dating scene anymore, or they feel like they finally found this person who's really like the right match for them. But their friend or this sibling of theirs is not willing to believe that this is actually change, in part because it serves their daydream that maybe someday they'll be able to pursue the Queen of Pentacles if the King of Wands, King of Pentacles fails, right? So we've got the King of Swords in the reverse, kind of confirmation that that High Priestess is probably not really seeing things the way that they really are. Making it seem like something is more toxic or complicated than it really is. Waiting for somebody to finally end a relationship, but realizing, oh, maybe I was wrong. Chariot in the reverse, I feel, is saying that we have somebody who's reconsidering whether or not they want to be friends with or be in contact with the High Priestess. You know, especially if it is discussed that there are feelings here. I think we have someone who says, hey, there was a comment made or something that came up in discussion the other day, and I feel like I really need to talk to you about it. Are you interested in the person that I'm engaged to? Are you over there like daydreaming that it's going to be you in that ceremony, you know? It's not an easy question or conversation. But I think the King of Wands really wants to know what's going on and if they can trust this person to be in their inner circle. I mean, if you're going to sit there and be wishing for someone's happy relationship to end, that's not exactly the kind of person I would want in my inner circle. So we have someone saying, like, basically, we're going to have to, like, address this. There's going to have to be a change in perception here, or, you know, some honesty. Otherwise, I really have to reconsider whether or not I can continue to be a friend or be in your life, because it feels like you're just like rooting for me to fail, right? That's not cool. All right, I'm going to pull a few cards from the Love Oracle, and then we will start with those personal questions. Hello, Edwin. How are you doing? So how does this King of Wands feel? The person who's like in the middle, well, yeah, kind of in the middle. Trying to decide whether or not to stay in contact with this High Priestess. We have confusion. Exactly. They're like, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to make this decision because I've known this person for so long, or, you know, I'm actually related to them. I know that this is toxic or unhealthy, but how can I handle this without it having to be an argument or contentious? Can I make it clear that, like, I've picked up on some of these things and it seems not okay? Or is the only option that I have to walk away from this friendship and admit that if you're interested in my person, then it's a struggle to be able to be close friends or to be able to trust each other, right? So we've got intimacy, bonding, sensual, confiding. We have the divine masculine and only you. So there's a person who's been kind of observing, doesn't have to be the three main characters here, could be another person. But this is, I think, been discovered, right? Okay, so you're obsessed with so-and-so's fiance. That's an interesting choice. I feel like there's someone here who's letting the King of Wands know that the High Priestess, despite being a close friend or like sibling, is interested in the King of Wands, like fiance or spouse or whatever it is, daydreaming about how life would be if they were able to take the place of the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is trying to figure it out, right? I need to know if this is salvageable, if, you know, we just take a little bit of time apart, is that going to work out? Do you just need, you know, enough time to meet somebody else? I think the King of Wands is a little bit hesitant to completely cut off the High Priestess, but also realizes that it's like, it's gotten to a point where something has to be said. And I also feel like the King of Wands knows that part of this could be tied to some resentment from something that happened a long time ago. So like I said, this could be like a repeat in behavior where these two had been kind of competing for a love interest in the past, perhaps. Hello, Ryder. How are you doing? All right, let's get to those personal questions. We've got co-create, then Stephanie, then grind hard. And I'll do Stephanie's other question with that first one. All right, oops. So what do we have as far as incoming love energy or love interest for co-create, please? Oh, you're so welcome. 10 of Cups is a great way to start off that message here. With the 4 of Cups in the reverse, the Page of Pentacles, and the 6 of Cups. I feel like you've got someone that's going to remind you of like a high school crush or high school sweetheart. Someone who makes you feel at ease, like you can be yourself. And I do think that there's a lot of curiosity and interest in what you could potentially have between the two of you. Hello, Sarkab. How are you doing? Thank you for the tip. Let me write that down real quick. Is he stalking me through the fake Insta? And will he still come back? And if oh, you have to block his number for that? Is that what you're asking? Will he still come back if I block his number later? I got you. Sorry. It's a problem sometimes when I'm trying to write down the words and then also like read more. Come back if I block him. And will he be with a girl for New Year's? Oh, and if yes, how? Sorry, guys. If I block. If yes, how? And will he be with girl on New Year's? All right, I've added that. Thank you, Sarkam. Let me just scroll to the bottom. I hope you're having a good one. So co-create, we have somebody that reminds you of a person from your past. This is a person that makes you feel pretty comfortable to just be yourself. This is a person who is pretty attracted to you, but also maybe a little bit shy. I don't feel like it's normal or like average behavior, like what they normally do as far as initializing or initiating a conversation or trying to get somebody's number. But I do think that they're going to do something kind of like a grand gesture to get your attention. So yeah, I do feel like you've got some incoming love energy and probably in like early springtime. Let's see what we've got for Stephanie. Let me get a different tarot deck. For Stephanie, we've got what does... Oh no, did I not get the initials? Oh no, I think it was like ooh, you guys. FN. What does FN think after last night? There's a 7 of Wands here that seems to be rather defensive or protective energy. And the Wheel of Fortune, there's a change in perception or like, oh, I didn't know it was going to be like that. So there might have been a misunderstanding or an expectation of things going a different way. But this looks like somebody who's looking at things like, oh, well, I guess that's not going to work out then. A little bit negatively. And what about future actions? We have the 7 of Swords. I feel like somebody's lying about how busy they are or what's been going on or, oh, I lost my phone. Maybe there's something here with, you know, I had to deal with something with my family. But this is someone who's not wanting to be honest about a decision or a direction that they've chosen, right? So you deserve someone who's going to be honest with you. And it seems like that's a little bit of a struggle for this person. Thank you, Tiana. I like that. Let's see what comes out for you. All right. And then we have another question for Stephanie. Is Emmy going to ignore me now after yesterday? Is Emmy going to ignore Stephanie after yesterday? I do think there's going to be some silent treatment or like no contact with the 5 of Pentacles. We also have the 4 of Swords in the reverse, the Ace of Pentacles in the yeah, I think this person's like real irritated or they feel like there's some offense here. Are they waiting for an apology? No, I think there's definitely some combative or like leave me alone type energy. So maybe they just need a little bit of time to cool off. Hopefully they do at some point anyways. Let's see what we've got for Grind Hard. And I hope you have a good rest of your day, Stephanie. So we've got, excuse me, does Micah see Grindhard's mom as her mom-in-law in the future? Does Micah see Grindhard's mom as her mom-in-law in the future? Yes, she does. I do think that she feels there's some supportive energy here. But there's also some concern over, like, would there be any overstepping of bounds? Would I have, you know, privacy? But I think there's also this appreciation for the fact that your mom really wants to see you be happy. And I think by extension wants her to be happy as well. Thank you, Matt. Let me add that for you. Am I on the right path currently? I've added that. Thank you. Hello, Realist. How are you doing? All right. So she does, in fact, think that that could be her mother-in-law in the future. And it looks like Mom asked Micah if she'd fallen in love with Grindhard. Is that correct? I think it was kind of like an indirect, you know, I'm seeing it more as like a, you know, since you're probably falling in love with my son, that kind of thing. Not necessarily like flashlight or, you know, putting on the pressure and asking if this person's in love with you kind of thing. I think it's more like a little bit like, it's not as crazy as the direct asking, right? And what was the reaction? We have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. I see someone being a little speechless, like, oh, what do I say to that? Like, do you really want me to answer? Was that a rhetorical question? That kind of thing. Eight of Cups in the reverse and the Nine of Swords. I think there are times where Micah doesn't really know how to read your mom or what is like the appropriate response. And to be fair, I think maybe that's kind of how your mom is. Like, I'd rather you have to choose whether or not you're going to say what I want to hear or if you're going to say what the truth is. Let's see what we've got for the next one. We've got, did they build a bond? That's sweet. Did Micah and Grindhard's mom build a bond? I would say there's a foundation. I wouldn't say there's like a finished, amazing friendship bond here, but this is understanding each other a little bit more. With the Seven of Wands in the reverse and the Four of Swords, I do feel like there's something here where maybe your mom is wondering if there's something that needs to be dealt with on Micah's side before there could be like a real emotional, like maturity. So I think she's enjoying getting to know Micah, but also kind of wondering like, is this literally what you're ready for or not? I do think that there's some hope that your mom's going to be able to see some progress and some resolution with the argument that she's aware of. But right now with the Four of Cups, it's kind of like, I feel like the intentions aren't where they should be. Hello, Eric. How are you doing? Hello, John. And how did Micah react to the text conversation from Grindhard's mom? We have the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Swords in the reverse, and the Knight of Wands in the reverse. I do feel like there was a little bit of frustration here. Like I need to change my perspective. I know that, but I don't really like being called out on this. This is like someone who feels like, you know, I'm 35 years old or whatever, and I'm still getting chastised by my grandma. You know, there's this like, well, I'm old enough to like know what's going on, but also I don't know if I want to like change. So there's a little bit of like, am I being observed? Am I under the microscope? And why is Micah hiding from her love feelings? We have Strength in the reverse. There's still fear that is kind of like at the core of how she approaches connections. So this could be that there's a fear of abandonment. We've got the Knight of Swords. It's like I always feel like I have to have a suitcase packed because I don't really feel like you're going to be there the next time, right? Or I don't feel like I can count on you to stick around. I think she's just got some more healing to do with regards to fear and things ending and how to talk about that versus just trying to, you know, maybe like ignore it. Grindhard, you know, we are rooting for you. I'm sending you a big ol' hug. Hello, Miss Thang, how are you doing? Hello, Harshinder, how are you doing? Yes, that's probably pretty fair. Let's see what we've got for Sarga. We've got, is he stalking me through the fake Instagram account, Marie? Is he stalking Sarga through the Marie account? Yeah, I think you're right about that. Ace of Cups in the reverse follows the Two of Swords, and we also have the Nine of Swords. This is somebody who had to find a way to gain access, and I think you have figured them out. Will he still come back if I block him? Yes, he's determined. This is someone who will create new email addresses. This is someone who will create new accounts. This is a person who does not feel like you can actually keep them at a distance. I don't like this. This person's not respectful of your boundaries. They don't want to admit that it might actually be over. And they feel like all they have to do is come up with the right plan, and then they'll be able to get you to like give them another chance, or, you know, to listen to them. If yes, how? So how is he going to get around this block? 7 of Wands, 6 of Swords, going somewhere in person at a specific time, I feel like, in order to be able to run into you. So is this like frequently travel places like grocery store or workplace? Yeah. Then this is like amplified, right? Okay, so if I can't have access to you through social media, then I know where you like to get your Dr. Pepper, or I know where you buy your gas. So I'll sit there and I'll find out how I can like see you at that point. This is creepy. I don't like this. This is leveling up because they don't want to be told that they don't get to be in your life. So it could be that it's time to change a phone number, or consider whether there's some benefit here to moving elsewhere, but this person is not taking no for an answer. And I do feel like whenever you take a step, it's like, okay, how can I get around that? I don't want to listen to your boundaries, you know? Now we're gonna get my Dr. Pepper. Hello, how's it going, Erin? I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Salvador. Yeah, this is a person who I feel is willing to drive around or go to places where they think they will see you. And will he be with a girl on New Year's Eve? Ish. I feel like there will be one in proximity, but not one who would like to be in closer proximity. I think there could be some pictures or some attempts here to try to make it look like I've got like this hot date or whatever. But I think it's more so like, here, let me take this selfie with those people in the background so it looks like I'm at a party. I don't know, man. I don't think in the way that you're asking. I think there will be no touchy, just like a pretty much solitude. But it's like, I'm gonna go somewhere, or I'm gonna take some sort of action here to post something on social media so it looks like I'm out and about, right? I think there's a little deception here, a little game about trying to make it seem like you should be jealous of what they've got going on. But you don't need to be. Let's see what we've got for Tiana. What message does Tiana need to hear? What message does Tiana need to hear? The Hanged Man, the Fool in the reverse, 5 of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. I see indecision over whether or not to take another taking another chance on someone. Look at this, you. You're like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can trust you. Side eye. You were kind of crazy the last time I dealt with you. You were a little unpredictable. So I don't know who this is. Maybe I don't. But this unpredictable, kind of like careless, adventurous, right? There's some fun here. This person wants to come back around or messages you because they don't want to be no contact anymore. And I feel like you're suspicious. You're like, I don't know about you. This is either an ex or a person who was a close friend where things blew up in your face. And we've got the 10 of Wands and the reverse. This person's still overwhelmed by problems that would make it very difficult for them to be a good friend to you, because part of what they need to work on is like not making their own problems other people's problems. So it's like, hey, I really enjoy being your friend because you tell these like great jokes all the time, and you have, you know, I don't know, you're a foodie, whatever. But the cost of being your friend is that whenever you have chaos in your life, all of a sudden I also have chaos in my life. And I just don't know if I want to deal with that. Five of Wands. That was the card that fell on the floor. So this is like, yeah, I don't know if this is with all that. I think I'm already over it. And you might be right. Maybe like down the line, maybe after this person works on themselves. But like right now, I feel like there's more pressing, important priorities for you. Namely, I feel like your money's getting better. So focus on that. This person doesn't really seem to deserve your attention. Hello, Roya. How are you doing? Oh, thank you for joining the memberships. Welcome, Realist. Tiana, I'm wishing you the bestest. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we've got Matt up next. Am I on the right path? Oops. Is Matt on the right path? Ooh, let me write that down. Ready to meet soon. All right, and for Matt, is Matt on the right path currently? Yes, I do feel like you are. How do I explain this? I hope this is not an offensive way to answer it, but the way I'm seeing it is you have like come through as like an old beater truck, which sounds, I'm really hoping this is not insulting. But you know how like sometimes the older technology lasts way longer than the new technology? Like it's just built stronger. It's like more likely to make it to like age 20. I feel like there's something here about resistance or resilience that you have learned, and it has enabled you to be a little bit more bold or a little bit more confident about what you need to do and where you should invest your time. And so what I'm seeing in my mind is someone taking out one of the like, you know, Jenga sticks or whatever in a move that everyone is like, oh my, because like by all like, I don't know, other, shit, what is that? Is it physics? Rules, you would expect that that whole tower just came like tumbling down, right? But this is like, oh, it's still standing. I feel like you've been able to make something that may have been able to blow over in the wind if someone else had been in charge. I feel like you fortified it. So we have the Five of Wands in the reverse. It's kind of like you are water resistant or heat resistant. It's like people can't really touch you right now because of that fortification. And I feel like this is a focus on your perception of yourself, your understanding of what you want, those around you. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So I do feel there is some financial obstacle here ahead of you, and it's advising that you be defensive of what is yours and maybe even set aside a little bit of money for a rainy day. I feel there's something here that you don't get a lot of warning on, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, I have to pay this, you know? Thank you, Realist. I appreciate that so much. Let me know if you'd like me to pull a few cards for you. Hello, how's it going, Anne? I hope you're having a good day. Let me see. We had Grind Hard. Let me get a different tarot deck. Matt, I'm proud of you. It looks like you are doing the right things here. Let's go with the Tarot of the Cat People. As the friends and family of Micah, are they ready to meet Grind Hard soon? Are they ready to meet Grind Hard soon? Yes. Nine of Cups, rejuvenation or judgment in the reverse. I think at this point it's just a matter of trying to find the right way to go about it, whether that's just timing or logistics or where things are, right? But this is, to me, coming through as there are people who feel like Micah would be able to have the life that she wants to have if she were in a relationship with you. So there's support and like wanting to hear that she's happy. But with the Four of Swords, I feel like they're seeing a little bit of like hesitation or reservation about this. Let's see. Okay, well, that's very kind of you. Thank you, Realist. Oh, you're so welcome, Tiana. I hope you're gonna have an amazing rest of your weekend. Hello, Ratish. How you doing? All right, let's see. I'm gonna try to find a question real quick. Ujwal is asking, will I get married and with whom? Will Ujwal get married and who would that be? I do see you getting married. I feel like this is someone who is very, how do I say this? Very skilled with domestic stuff. So this would be someone who takes pleasure in stewardship or caring for their place. Could be somebody who really enjoys to be cooking or baking. But this is somebody who would take good care of you, is what's coming through. We have the Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups. Do you feel like this person is younger than you? I don't feel like you know this individual yet. They, I feel, are from a different part of the country or different part of, you know, the territory or state where you are. We've got the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords in the reverse. I do think this person's going to say something a little bit uncharacteristically bold at some point that makes it clear to you that they would be interested. And at that point, it is expected for you to like roll with it, you know, like, oh, okay, you gave me that little sign. Now I need to pursue you or I need to make my interest known. So don't miss that little cue that this person gives you that they're actually interested in you. Did I see one? Wesley, did I miss a question? Oh, you have a great day too, Realist. Let's see. Hello, Striker. How are you doing? Well, how about this? I'm going to just pull a few cards for Wesley, and then I will probably sign off after that, okay, y'all? What is it that Wesley needs to know, please? Two of Wands in the reverse, Page of Pentacles in the reverse, King of Swords, Chariot in the reverse, Five of Pentacles. I feel like someone's going through some financial issues and it may cause trouble with regards to being able to travel or like make good on some sort of agreement you have. You know, you're meeting up in the next town over, or I've got to pay you back money that I owe you. This is somebody who's going through loss. They've had some unexpected, difficult things come up. And so I feel like they're going to reach out and talk to you about this. And you may be questioning whether or not this person is telling the truth. And I do feel like this person is telling the truth. And I also feel like they're going to want to do the right thing here and like create a plan. We've got the Eight of Wands and Justice. So even though initially it might be a little bit of a letdown because you're like, oh, well, I thought you were going to come through with that. This is someone who's going to take very seriously making the situation right, whether it's rescheduling something or, hey, I can pay you, but I'm just going to have to pay it in like 2 installments. Can I pay you half right now? That kind of thing. So if they take it seriously, don't worry too much about that. All right. Hello, April. Did I say hello? I think I missed you. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you for hyping if you're able to, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.